Hello, friends. This is Shapan Gupta. Today, I'll take you on a tour to Coorg. It's a beautiful hill station with its rolling hills, meadows, falls, deep green forest, coffee plantations, water bodies, mounts, and whatnot. It's not for nothing that it has been termed as the Scotland of India. Let's see why. I have put forward some stunning pictures collected from the internet. I'll suggest a small tour plan for you. While proceeding towards Coorg, a little before that, you will find the famous Golden Temple, the Golden Temple, a great Buddhist monastery. If you are interested, I have made a separate video on that. I'll put a link of that in the description box. Then, as we go to Coorg, we'll first visit a coffee plantation, then other places. And on your way back from Coorg, you should at least spend minimum 2 afternoon evenings in Coorg. I'll tell you why afterwards. And on your way back, you should try to cover on the same day Harangi Dam and then Dubare Elephant Camp. At this point, let me tell you, Coorg is most beautiful during monsoon. However, there is one catch. The rains are so heavy and so incessant. It may not be the convenient time to visit. So I would suggest that you visit as soon as possible after the monsoon. So October would be a very good time. All the way up to February, it's good. Unfortunately, my opportunity came only in late April, the worst time to visit Coorg. Even then, I was impressed no end. So, do not hesitate to go there. Those who have already been there, it would be a sweet reminiscence. And those who have not gone, please make up your mind as soon as you are anywhere near that part of the country. So, let's begin our journey. Coorg and coffee plantations are almost synonymous. So we decided that we must visit a coffee plantation. The one we managed to visit was a large one, spread over a few hundred acres, as was told by our guide. The guide took us for a stroll within the plantation. He caringly and carefully showed to us the two varieties of coffee, Arabic and Robusta. He also told us about the long shade trees, some of the trees which are mainly used for timber. There are many fruit trees, and there are also nearly all types of spices. These spice gardens and all that, you can also find them plenty in Kerala. I think coffee plantations, I am not too sure in such large scales where else you can see. And the sights are beautiful with deep meadows, valleys, and the hills beyond it. And particularly, there is a great viewpoint, particularly made for the convenience of the travelers, visitors. Please do enjoy a few minutes there. The best time to visit a coffee plantation is in the late afternoon, say around 4:30. That is the time when the mounts beyond or the hills in the distant hills are very clearly visible, as are the meadows. At the end of the tour, you would be guided to their sales counter. Buy as little as possible and reserve the bulk of your shopping which you want to do for your loved ones back home in the city center in a regular shop. There are plenty of them. We are now at Abbey Falls, the signature sightseeing point of Coorg. From the entry point, you have to walk downwards for about half a kilometer, consisting of around 200 steps. These are easy steps and not at all tiring or taxing. The best part is that the pathway is carved out of a coffee plantation. Thus, on both sides, you can see tall trees, greeneries, huge plantations. So you enjoy your walk. A very interesting feature is the hanging bridge right in front of the falls. It would be a great view from there during proper season. How the falls looks like in proper season, I have appended a couple of pictures borrowed from my friend, from where you can guess what it looks like during season. It's time to say goodbye to Abbey Falls. The climb backwards is a little bit taxing because there are around 200 steps, but the steps are low and comfortable. If you get out of breath, take a break after a few minutes. There are adequate resting places. You can sit for some time, so that will not really cause any problem to you. I am sure you have enjoyed it, and I know you will enjoy far more if you come in a proper season, say October onwards. We have now reached Omkareshwar temple, the most famous temple in Coorg. It's a very large temple complex and really very well maintained, very clean, and a beautiful parikraman path in the inside court where the temple is, and in the outer courtyard there is a large tank in the midst of which there is a mandapam in the style of southern India. It's also there in many northern temples. Now, a striking feature of this temple is that it was built in a Islamic structure which you can make out from the domes in the top of both the temple and the mandapam. Also, in the four corners of the inside wall of the inner court, there are turrets or small minarets in all the four corners. These are typical features of Islamic architecture. What you are now seeing is the Madikeri fort complex. It has a fort, small buildings like guard rooms, etc., and a church which has now been converted into a museum, and a cemetery behind the church for the Europeans at that time. That is also now part of the outer museum or open sky museum. Now, another interesting fact which I did not know earlier, that Coorg was a separate state at the time of independence. And in fact, between 1951 and 1956, it had its own assembly and own elected chief minister. Coorg was later merged into Karnataka state, and the fort is closed for some time for renovation. I am not too sure when it will reopen for public viewing. Let's hope it happens soon. Almost in the heart of Madikeri town, Raja Seat Garden offers you a fantastic view of the natural beauty of Coorg that it is famous for. As you enter the garden, it looks like any ordinary garden, but as you go deep inside, there are so many viewpoints spread all over. You can go to your left and right and walk up and walk down and reach many viewpoints. The views from here are stunning, mesmerizing, even if you are unable to go to some of the more important and more famous viewpoints. This is absolutely a great one. You should visit this place again in the late afternoon and wait till sunset. You get a grand view of the sunset over the hills beyond, and after sunset there is a small musical light show which also you will enjoy. Before you leave this place, I'll tell you something more about Coorg. When you get the opportunity, you must also visit TalKaveri, which is the source of Kaveri river, and it has a great temple in honor of Kaveri Mata. You will get a great view of the valley from there also. But if you are willing and able to walk up 300 steps more, may not be that easy. You will go up to the Brahmagiri Hills peaks, the highest peaks, and a fantastic view. A quick reminder, on your way back, please do not forget to make a stop at the beautiful Harangi Dam and also the Dubare elephant camp on the picturesque banks of river Kaveri. Goodbye Coorg, you are bound to feel an urge to come back again and experience the beauties once again.